Could we have a typhoon as we go ahead through the latter part of May? It's a possibility with some of the long-range guidance, but I think first and foremost, we got to talk about what's happening over at Luzon. I mean, you've been getting some heavy rainfall, some pretty decent storms, yes, into the Manila area too, all associated with what could be declared a shear line. Now, we're not really in shear line season. That typically takes place when you get that cold air coming in from the north and just interacts with our tropical moisture out of the south, and we've had this kind of collision over the last 48 hours. You can see the line pretty abruptly right in there, you know, indicating where you have these storms setting up across the Philippines, even stretching all the way back towards Malaysia and into Indonesia here. So how long is this going to last? Well, you still got at least another day or two for Luzon until this front starts to lift and shifts off towards the north. And all the while, we're also continuing to watch our tropical wave located out here just towards the south of Guam. Still has a low chance of development, but there none the less. Once again, I'm meteorologist Robert Spett. As always, if you want to support this channel, check out our links down below for ways you can support us and help us out here with our weather forecasting endeavors, I suppose. So here's a look at the broader picture. There's our front. There is our tropical wave towards the south of Guam. Now, really, you can see our front shifting east and already starting to see some drier, kind of improving air filtering behind us. And let's watch it as our front moves off there. We start to dry out at least by Thursday into Friday for a good portion of Luzon. Not completely dry, but drier. Meanwhile, we look down towards the south, and yeah, look at this. We have basically this moisture flow coming in with our tropical wave pushing onshore probably by late week for parts of Mindanao over towards southern areas of Visayas, which, by the way, our friends in Visayas, I do have a separate update talking about Canlaon out there just outside of Bacolod, if anybody's curious. We just had a major eruption there. Separate video put out on that. Here's a closer look at our area of convection. You know, it's still got a lot of shear kind of kicking in from the north, but one thing I do notice, it has kind of that look where you get some convection, maybe some broad circulation in there, and it could try to pick and develop this up into at least a low pressure area as it heads off there towards the west. Let's take another look at the ECMWF. Watch right there, kind of your broad circulation that Thursday over towards Friday, kind of kicking out and going on shore there into parts of Mindanao or southeastern areas of Visayas by the end of the week. And we still have continued flow even behind that, if you notice. Plenty of moisture just kind of whipping on in. So it's not even through this week, which Thursday and the Friday, we're talking the 16th and the 17th, but maybe even next week we could be looking at some other tropical type setup here. And I can even show that. Let's pull up our SpaghettiOs. You know I like showing the SpaghettiOs, the long-range ensembles. Gives us a good idea of what we can expect. And let's just scroll through here. And you can see the time frame. Here is the 16th and the 17th. The GFS really wants to develop something. So, you know, by the weekend. And then we look at the ECMWF. Keeps it really low as far as the consensus within the ensemble members, but it does kind of want to show something right out there. You see a little couple circles. The point is, there's increasing confidence, but it's not the most confident setup in the world. You can see right here, this is the GFS on windy, kind of indicating that increase in moisture and maybe a tropical depression, which would be called O-ring if we did get one. I think at this point, it's out there. Definitely a broad area of convection to watch towards the south of Guam. It has that look of a early infant amoeba type stage setup of a tropical system, but it's still worth watching, and we're of course going to continue to monitor it here at Western Pacific Weather. So if you have any questions associated with that, please let me know in the comment section down below. I always appreciate your feedback and everything. Okay, I still have a couple more graphics to show you here. Let's take a look at the ECMWF rainfall outlook as we go ahead through Thursday into Friday. And yeah, you can see just that increase in moisture. So it looks like 50 to 100 millimeters possible all across Mindanao there. Here on our Tuesday, we're still looking at rainfall for a good portion of Luzon. These heavy storms which have been hitting does start to finally taper off as we go ahead into late week. And here's a look at our flyover, actually, for Wednesday. Scattered showers for still parts of Mindanao. Easterlies continue to dominate. I don't expect that low to really impact you until Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but you're still going to see kind of that tropical traditional moisture setup. For Palawan, let me know if you're watching from Palawan. One of the places I would love to visit, a lot of places I want to visit out here next time I'm in town. Manila, 33 degrees there at Pangasinan. You're still going to be looking at some scattered showers. Still just kind of seeing the moisture in play here from that troughing, but it is going to be tapering off. I promise it won't be as brutal as it has been the last few days. All right, so here's my exit note. Once again, if you do like these updates, check out the link down below. But I think the big thing is, stay safe out there, friends. I hope you find these updates useful, and we're going to keep tracking the tropics for you here in the Western Pacific. Have a good day.